So this is a fun little thought experiment I felt like doing in GBO2, where we take a look at just how much of a difference custom parts actually make on like a mathematical level. I'm going to compare what I call a perfect build to a character that has no parts whatsoever, but I do not have the expansion skill on this character that gives me, I think it's let me see, 400 HP per attack part equipped on your character. If I have that, I can get rid of this part. I can replace it with the 1000 HP version, and then that gives me room to add level 1 attack right here, and that'll add 400, so it's a net gain of 200 plus 400 for all three of these guys. And that gives you an insane amount of HP. You're at 1000, or not 1000, you're at 15600 by that point with 57 ranged strength. And that is most certainly the best build you can have. And short of that, this is pretty much the best build you can have with alternatives like this, which balances out your HP and your strength, or maybe this, which gives you a slight edge in pure ballistic fights. This version I think is ass, because you can do the math, and if you get hit by even one beam rifle shot from like a random support, any advantage you would have over pure ballistic characters from that point onwards is just mitigated. Like, even if they get hit by a beam rifle shot too. This version is also kind of nice on paper because the HP and the damage are balanced out. 200 HP or 2 points of attack basically cost the same thing, right? They cost one long range slot. So you can trade one for the other, and that means your health number is just going to have, it has two more zeros on the end of it than your ranged strength does. And your ranged strength is missing 100 points because you do 100% of your damage plus whatever percentage you're adding. So this character right here has 150% damage and 149 health, basically. And the reason why you would call this balanced is, well, the theorem is this. If you think of your damage per life as the product of the amount of time you spend alive, your HP, times the amount of damage you do, which is your ranged strength, you maximize that product when the factors are equal. And the theorem is that if you imagine this product as the area of like a square or a rectangle, a square with 2 times 2 perimeter is always going to have more area than a rectangle with something more like 1 times 3 perimeter. If their perimeters are equal, the area will be the largest on the squarest rectangle. But in practice, you kind of want this max damage build because when the Reaper comes, you just die. You might, come out of a fight against a similar support with more HP, but when the raid comes, it doesn't matter if you have 50% of your HP or 25% of your HP. You kind of die. And more to the point, this goes to 156 health when you have that stupid ass custom modification, whatever part, that gives you 400 for each attack piece you have, including the little level 1 attack we would add at the cost of, shaving 200 HP off of this thing. So it's balanced anyways. So your ideal build is going to look something like this. You don't really need the melee damage, of course, but this puts you at 156 health, 157% range damage, which is as close as we can get those two numbers to be. So we have our perfect square. We have literal max possible damage. So there's no way to argue it isn't the best build. And what we want to do now is look at this build's damage per life and then look at how much stronger that is than the damage per life of a character that hasn't been enhanced, hasn't had parts, or hasn't had anything like that. And you'll see it's kind of ridiculous how different they are. So if you do the math, the finished version of the Zaku DA has 60 to 70% more damage per life depending on the damage source it's fighting against. If you can take into account the ballistic defense it has from just like being enhanced, there aren't any ballistic parts on this, but you get 5 points for the enhancement for 23, which is kind of a lot at 300 cost. But if you take that into account, you have like 70% more damage per life than a rival Zaku DA you're fighting. Or if you're not going head to head against him, you're just, say, figuring out which of the two of you will do better against an enemy with beams, you are 60% more effective, which is a lot. Like, imagine if you were playing Gundam Evolution and there was a Pale Rider who just had 600 or 700 more health than another Pale Rider. It's that steep of a difference. And when you also account for the fact that your little new guy on your team might not even be playing a good character in the first place, that's rough. Like, I don't want to play fucking Barbados against a 1700 Pale Rider. There isn't even a character with 1700 HP in the game. Barb can't even do that much damn fucking. Ugh. Why does this game have a ranked queue when it's split into this many modes? Holy sh.